Hello! Are you getting ready for your Canadian citizenship test? Well, you're in the right place. Today, we're going to talk all about Canadian symbols. This is a really important chapter in the Discover Canada guide, so let's go through it together. Okay, before we start, just a quick reminder. This is here to help you understand things a little better, but it's super important to always study your official Discover Canada guide. That's your #1 book for the test. All right, let's begin. So here's what we'll look at. First, we'll learn about symbols of our government. Then we'll talk about some famous Canadian symbols you might already know. After that, we'll cover our sports and languages. Then we'll look at our special days and songs. And at the very end, we'll go over the most important things to remember for your test. Okay, let's get started. Before we jump in, we need to ask, what exactly is a symbol? So a symbol is basically an object, or maybe a person, that has a special meaning. It helps us understand what it means to be Canadian. It tells a story, you know? All right, first up, let's talk about the symbols of our government. These are things like the crown, important buildings, and the coat of arms. Okay, first, let's talk about the Canadian crown. This is a very old and very important symbol in Canada. It's been a symbol of the state for about 400 years. So, what does the crown symbolize? Well, it's a symbol for our parliament, the courts, police, and the Canadian forces, all parts of government. You see, Canada has been a constitutional monarchy since way back in 1867. This just means the king or queen is our head of state. And here are the parliament buildings in Ottawa. They're beautiful, aren't they? The way they're built shows our French, English, and Aboriginal traditions. And that tall tower you see? That's the Peace Tower. It was built to remember the First World War. Now, this is Canada's motto. It's in Latin, and it says, Amari usque ad mare. In English, that means from sea to sea. It's a great way to describe Canada, right? Because our country stretches from one ocean to the other. You'll find this motto on our coat of arms. Okay, now for some really famous symbols. These are the ones people all over the world see and think, that's Canada. And here it is, the Canadian flag. So a few things to know about our flag. It was first raised in 1965. The colors, red and white, are Canada's national colors. And of course, the maple leaf. That's probably Canada's most famous symbol. It's been important to our history for a very, very long time. Here's another important symbol, the fleur-de-lis. You can see it on the flag of Quebec. It's a symbol of French royalty, and it's very important to French heritage in Canada. And now, for an animal, let's talk about the beaver. The beaver is a pretty big deal in Canada. It was a symbol for the Hudson's Bay Company a long, long time ago. It's also an emblem for the St. Jean-Baptiste Society. You can see it on our 5-cent coin and on the coats of arms for Saskatchewan and Alberta. We often say the beaver is industrious, which just means it's a very hardworking animal.
Ready to test yourself? Well, you can find over 700 practice questions and a lot more study resources over at mycanadianway.com.
Okay, let's move on to our sports and our languages. These are big parts of Canadian culture. So, did you know Canada has 2 national sports? For the winter, our national sport is ice hockey. You've probably heard of it. The big championship trophy is called the Stanley Cup. And for the summer, our national sport is lacrosse. This is a very old sport that was first played by Aboriginal peoples. This is really important. Canada has 2 official languages, English and French. They are a huge part of our identity. In 1969, a very important law was passed. It's called the Official Languages Act, and it does 3 main things. First, it makes sure French and English are equal in the government. Second, it helps communities where one of these languages is a minority. And third, it promotes the equality of both English and French everywhere in our society. Okay, we're almost at the end. Now let's talk about how we celebrate being Canadian. We'll look at our special songs, our honors, and our holidays. The highest award anyone in Canada can get for bravery is the Victoria Cross, or VC for short. It's given to soldiers for incredible courage or for sacrificing themselves to help others when facing an enemy. It is a very, very special honor. And the people who have received the Victoria Cross come from all different backgrounds. People like William Hall, who was the first Black person to get the VC, or Philip Konoval, who came to Canada from Ukraine and showed amazing courage. These heroes show us that bravery comes from everywhere. So Canada has 2 important songs. Our national anthem is O Canada. This is the song we sing to show we are proud of our country. And our royal anthem is God Save the Queen, or God Save the King. We play this song to honor the sovereign. We also have some special days called National Public Holidays. These are days when many people get a day off work to celebrate. Things like New Year's Day, Canada Day on July 1st, Labor Day, Thanksgiving, Remembrance Day, and of course Christmas Day and Boxing Day. Okay, we learned a lot today, so let's quickly go over the most important things you should remember for your test. Okay, let's quickly check. Canada is a constitutional monarchy. That's right. Our new flag was raised in what year? Yes, 1965. What animal is on the 5-cent coin? The beaver. What's our winter sport? Hockey. And our summer sport? Lacrosse. Canada's motto means, from sea to sea. And our 2 official languages are English and French. You got it. So, are you ready to practice what you've just learned? You can practice with over 700 questions on mycanadianway.com. Just visit mycanadianway.com to learn more. Good luck on your Canadian journey.